As promised, a little bit late, we are going to make Anabolic Cinnamon Toast Crunch protein ice cream, and it is so good, so simple, and it's just a slight variation of what's in Greg's cookbook. We are going to be sitting around 400 calories, 70 grams of protein, and just so much goodness, and you are going to be full, guaranteed. I can eat a lot. I've done multiple food challenges before. Today, 5 beefs. 2 beefy cheddar croissants, 3 Italian beefs, and then a cheese fry. So we got about 3,500 to 4,000 calories here. So when I can get full off something, I know you will get full off of it too. And every bite is absolutely delicious. Before we get into it, like this video, check out my Instagram if you wanna see sneak peeks of future videos and also some more exercise content as well as what I'm up to. And we are going to go make this ice cream right now. Let's get into it. We got our Ninja, we got our scale, we got all of our ingredients. Besides the cold ingredients, of course I already forgot them. Let me go grab them. Because even leaving this out for 5 minutes is gonna change the temperature of the cold ingredients, which is gonna make it more creamy when I want it more thick and almost icy, if that makes sense. And I'll explain here in a little bit. So I start with my wet ingredients. I go 3 ounces. I got cashew milk, which actually Will Tennyson put me on to, which I like cashews more than I like almonds. So I got cashew milk, and it's actually 5 less calories per cup, not that it really matters, but just so you know. And you can use almond milk, that works fine too. That's what I was using the first like 15 times I made this, and it tasted great still. I put a full serving of plain non-fat Greek yogurt, so 170 grams here. This one has 100 calories. The other one, Faja, however you say it, has 90 calories, but it's the same exact thing. You see how calories and labels can lie to you. So I think that they actually rounded up, or whatever the case may be, and they actually put 100 calories when other places put 90, even though it's the exact same food, item, fat, everything. So I'm gonna get 170 grams in here. And if I'm within a couple of grams, that's okay. 172, 168, 86 for the 3 ounces of cashew milk. You gotta watch what you have on the spatula, because sometimes you'll have about 30 grams, which I just did on the spatula. Now you have 170 in there, and now you're kind of effed, unless you balance it out or dump it out or whatever, and I'm not doing that. So of course, I just put a little bit extra in there. Boom, wiped it off the blade. I'm at 173. I got 85 grams of cashew milk in there, so once again, it doesn't have to be exact. God, that's the one time you lick your finger and it really doesn't taste that good when you're making something. Greek yogurt, yum. Vanilla extract, I put a teaspoon in here. And please note, I am going to include all of the calories. There's a lot of people that'll put up nutrition information that they don't include the calories in such things as the guar gum or the vanilla, or since this is 9 calories worth of cashew milk, they don't include that either. I'm going to put everything so you know exactly what's in it. Now, I like to mix the guar gum first. Once again, this is not a must, but I do like to put the guar gum mixing with the liquid right away. So I put 4 grams when I'm using this much protein and everything else. So I have 4 grams on the dot, and I need to get xanthan gum. I do want to see if xanthan gum is better, because multiple people have said xanthan gum is their option over guar gum. But I've had this for 2 years and I've used a lot of it, and you see how long it takes to go through one of these, well worth the buy. And I keep tarring this out or resetting it back to 0 so I don't forget where I'm at. Pudding, I'm gonna do the white chocolate fat free. This was at first hard to come by, but most Walmarts have the white chocolate. I think it tastes better. For the first 15 times, just like with the almond milk, I used vanilla pudding. Then I found this white chocolate. I used this the last like 6 to 8 times while I was trying to perfect the recipe, and I like the white chocolate more. This one actually has 5 more calories in it per serving than the vanilla, so you can save 5 calories right away by switching to vanilla, but that's up to you. 7.3, close enough. Now I love cinnamon, especially with this much volume. I'm gonna put 5 grams of cinnamon in here. And if I go over, I don't really care, because is there calories in cinnamon? Probably, but really doesn't matter. And more cinnamon, the merrier. And I'm gonna use 8 grams of sucralose. Once again, I'll also be counting these calories into the recipe. It looks like a lot, but this is only 8 grams right here. Yep. I have reduced the calories just a little bit. In the protein ice cream, I used 8 grams of the brown sugar. Now I just use 6. It still has a bunch of flavor from the brown sugar itself, and it's a good mix. snacks. Like if you get the brown sugar, low calorie sweetener, they still use real brown sugar anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And you can do it however you want. You can save about 25 calories by not putting this in, but I think it adds enough flavor and enough goodness to it that the 25 calories are very much worth it to me. Typically I would put creatine in here too, because I usually eat this post-workout, but sometimes, probably 4 days a week now, I do have 2 protein ice creams a day. And then obviously one of them I'm not gonna put creatine in because you only need 5 grams and it doesn't really matter when you eat it. So you can eat it at night if it's your before bed snack, or you can eat it post-workout, up to you, as long as you get it in. Now I'm gonna go 2 scoops here. I have oatmeal cookie, which is legitimately perfect for the Captain Crunch protein ice cream, but you don't have to use this. I used vanilla about 4 or 5 times just to see a comparison, and vanilla tastes great as well, especially with the cinnamon. It really doesn't make that big of a difference, but if I'm gonna get some extra flavor by using the oatmeal cookie, I'm gonna use the oatmeal cookie. Use vanilla, use oatmeal cookie, either one will work, and I think the bodybuilding brand is great. Almost every time I go on the bodybuilding.com website, they have 30% off, and it usually ends up being like $7.50, $8 a pound for protein, which is super cheap if you try to compare it to any of the casein whey blends or even just regular whey protein in itself. You'll see some people paying $20 a pound. Like that's absolutely ridiculous. And I'm not about that life. I'm gonna use the cheapest thing possible for the highest quality, and bodybuilding.com has great protein no matter what kind you use. So I'm gonna go with that. And I think we're about set. So I'm gonna get 500 grams of ice cubes. It's about 2 trays. I like a lot of ice cubes. It makes the volume really big. It makes it nice and thick, and you can use less ice if you want, and then you'd have to use less liquid or less Greek yogurt because then it won't get as thick. But I want to have about 70 grams of protein in my post-workout ice cream shake. I want it to be as big as I have it, and I like where it is. I get to about usually the 8 to 9 cup mark. So we're gonna do it that way. I'm gonna grab the ice and we're gonna mix it up. I went to the freezer to get it. If I would have had this sitting out the last 15 minutes, most of this would have been melty already. It happened to me with the mint chocolate chip ice cream in the last video because a lot of the cubes were like watery instead of actual cubes, and it made the ice cream not thick, and I wasn't able to pour it over my head. Now, if I get 505, I don't care. If I get 495, I don't care. As long as it's right around 500 grams, that's all I care about. And sometimes, depending on how full I make each little cube space, I get about 250, and that's 257. So I'm gonna have to get a 3rd tray here. But yeah, if you're gonna go talk on the phone while you have all the other ingredients in there, I would highly recommend, at the very least, the ice in the freezer until you're actually ready to make it. I would do the same thing with the cold ingredients. So like if you're gonna go talk on the phone or do whatever you gotta do, I would go 499.6, perfect. I would go put the actual container into the fridge then, so the cashew milk and the Greek yogurt stay cold. I'm gonna mix this. I do a minute, that's it. I'm gonna use my editing skills and we'll be back in a second. And I blend mine on 3, by the way. Now, this usually has a lot of pressure in it. You pop that open, it comes right off. Now we're pretty thick. A lot of the ice top still, so we're gonna mix it around and we're gonna give it 1 more minute and we're gonna eat. I definitely try to get everything that's on the walls off, but I still just like to push everything down because sometimes there's chunks of ice stuck in the middle, and I'll get little balls of ice in my shakes, probably 1 or 2 per shake, but by pushing it down, it prevents most of this and really makes the shake nice and smooth. I've went through like 3 of these ladles already because it keeps on scraping and getting cut by the blade, but that's okay. These proteins are damn good. So they're nice and thick here. Yeah, even when it's still super icy, it's still super good. See, like all these little things here were little ice chunks, and in just the 2 minutes it took me to mix it up, it's already melted. So once again, coldness is important. Don't mess with it. Keep it as cold as possible if you want the right ratio. All right, 1 more minute, I'll be back. All right, we're back again. And since I'm talking to you guys, I didn't even check the side. I didn't mix it enough on the side, so I'm gonna give it 1 more little mix and then give it about 15 more seconds. All right, this is our final product here. See, it still moves a little bit, but I can still put it over my head. I'm not really gonna shake it, but I can shake it. I'm not really afraid. But, you know, it is a little bit more watery. If I do try to pour it, it will pour, but you can turn it upside down and put it over your head and it's not gonna fall on you. So, I don't like mine exactly like Greg's. Everyone is different, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter! As long as you have it to where you like it and it tastes good to you, that's all that matters. Now, I don't even have to, like, this is fake as hell when people do this because I know everyone that's done a recipe has tried it before. Oh, and with the 500 grams, I get like little chunks of ice, and I like it that way. You can mix it for longer or put a little bit less ice in so that the ice completely dissolves, but that helps it actually stay colder for longer, especially when I'm like in the middle of doing stuff and I wait like 5 or 10 minutes before I eat it. Because about 10 minutes in, that won't be there anymore, and then it'll all be melted. But this is my favorite protein ice cream. I do really like the Oreo thin protein ice cream that I make. It's about 600 and something calories though, so we're adding another 200 calories to what this is. This is super simple. Essentially just gotta add cinnamon. It gives it that flavor. We don't actually put Cinnamon Toast Crunch into it. I'm not trying to clickbait in any way, but it does taste very similar to Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And you get, I mean, once I take this out, it's usually a cup less, but right now it's at like the 8 cup mark. So when I take this out, it'll be at 7 cups. I'm gonna have 7 cups of liquid in my stomach that's thick and sits there, and the guar gum, as it sits longer, actually expands. That's why with the pancake that Greg makes, he tells you to put it in the fridge because it actually expands and actually like all mixes in together. So when that's sitting in your stomach, it's just gonna make you feel fuller because it's gonna expand a little bit. Sorry if this is at a random spot in the video, but I forgot to give you the macros. Macros, 465 calories. That's for everything. We're talking guar gum, we're talking vanilla extract, we're talking the yogurt, we're talking the cashew milk, the sucralose or the fake sugar. We're talking everything. 465 calories, 68 grams of protein, 34 carbs, 5 fat. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go eat. This looks wonderful, and I will see you guys in that next one. Doucette.